For this part of the live stream video is now being preparation and prepared to go on the set. Hello everyone and welcome back to part 2 of the November 2023 GT7 Spec 2 is now ready to continue on after I just last left off from the previous video. So, I guess I'll have to be settled in to do some... Let me try this again. Hello everyone and welcome back to part 2 of Gran. So, in the previous video, after I just been doing some major hard ongoing development and set to be prioritized as a complete edition, so even of course to have a brand new additional racetrack to be ready and get set to be continued on to have the new part of the attempt to be currently to have a live stream video attempt. But don't worry, just to have the plan both idea will have to be set and go for having a 2-part conclusion. But not to mention because be creative is the planned up idea for myself as I'm about to be settled in and just gonna have to get back on track when I last left off to be on Sector 3 to be on the long track layout. So I hope I have to get settled in and get myself to be focusing up onto my main mind and the settings just to make sure to have the ghost record is now being set in to have some okay. Sorry about that folks. I just got off track a bit and let me try this again because of the blurry interruption. Hello everyone and welcome back to part 2 of Gran Turismo 7 Spec 2 update on November 2023. After I just last left off from part 1 to be currently to take some major long ongoing progress. So I'm at the 3rd sector to be continued on when I last left off and yet to be of course to be on a silver record in 23.810 seconds. But don't worry folks, this will have to take a spare amount of time after taking too much progress and going over work in about exactly in 3 hours. Just to be matter to have a big creative plan of idea to myself and also to have the most fine location in Lake Louise, Canadian Rockies on a long track layout. So I'll have to get back on track and continue when I last left off. A bit more tougher, challenging, and do the inside by the corner to go settle in the next attempt. Okay, gonna have to stay steady and watch myself. Going reset to have a new session and stay on up ahead. The handling is built to be more capable and going proceed. Alright, that should be good enough. Let me try this again and start over from square one. Too far close and yet to be going climb up to be faster to have the inside corner on the inside in the snow length of the track. Okay, that's hitting the barrier. Take 2 and do it again. So very close to call, but yet it needs to have at least 0.250 seconds to climb up in the goal to have the inside will do the performance on the inside. Almost there to have at least to have a minimum. Almost there to be at least in 0.250 seconds is my main part of the requirement to get up on the goal. You attempt and go for having the next part of the clip to be settled in and save it as a complete edition. But this corner is a bit more heavier when going up onto the high torque and sliding on to the right. Okay, gonna have to do this again. Alright, so that could be a bit more tougher out there to have the right corner to have this spot. Only in Sector 3 that is, so new set and gonna have to try this again to have a new fresh start of the clip. Come on, just gonna have to do that corner on the drift. Too wide open. Okay, so 4 speed back, max torque. Okay, let me start over and resume. Very close call, but it needs to go at least 0.250 seconds as a requirement to get up on the goal. Alright, looks like I just got the perfect line to go outside and inside to pull through. Yes, that's more like it. Correction on the line by the difference to mastered on 3rd sector to go for having a main approach outside and dive in on the inside. 23.494 seconds as a new record. That's a very good goal record complete, and replay to be saved by having a spare amount. So that should be good enough. Now going exit on to Sector 4. Once you make clear from Sector 3, the final sector is going to be the next step is going to have to take the right turn to be proceed until you have to make the left. But better watch yourself, there's going to be having 2 wide hairpins is going to be expected to be going earlier and towards the final corner on the track. This is how you might need to step up and find the characteristics of all-wheel drive on the snow. But even perhaps to have that weather radar is now being seen to be located right over here in the country of Canada to be up north. But take a good look. Snow areas on the mountains and even the highway itself is now being seen on the map. This location is very brand new, and other location is now being seen on the rivers. But I'll have to get down and do the 4th sector to have gold record in 28 seconds. So let's go. The snow terrain is going to be a bit rough out there. Oh no. Okay, that could be too quick, too soon. Man, this is going to be harder to tell to be driving on snow like playing Gran Turismo 4. So let's give it attempt number 2. I'm going to have to take that hairpin in and go whip on to the second part hairpin on the exit. Alright, once I'm on the exit, going full stretch, and gold record on 27.383 seconds. That's how you must master on Sector 4 on the long track of the snow. So chilling and so competent. Whew. I cannot believe it. This is going to be a very tough challenge on elevation to be using on snow tires. That makes replay number 4 on the sector is well done to be checked on the traction turned off. So this is it, folks. 1 lap attack by a minute and 42 seconds to go master everything what you got so far. And of course to be on the part of Spec 2 update to be having a feature on circuit experience with the additional to be start out onto the main progress to go up in about 200%. It's about time, and I'll have to be stepping in and find a good line depends on the characteristics on the outside and inside corners on the snow. I just gotta step it up and watch out for any main obstacles to avoid the barrier and the snow wall itself. So let's kick it up in the snow high gear. Okay, gonna have to stay on top of it. Braking does optional. Corner by the line needs it important. So I'm on the inside. First sector clear, now on sector 2. Okay, here comes the brake. And the traction is barely turned off and just going to go right in. It's like skiing, but driving on cars to be capable to be as a rally. Once clear, approaching at the end of sector 2, just slow down and do that main line steady to stay on track a bit to have some grip and drip on the gravel of snow. But it's actually made out of ice and water altogether. Okay, here comes the last 2 hairpins. Get that third gear up. Ooh, sounds like this is going to be a slow time of speed. Gosh, still very close. Almost had it and ends up in the silver. By only 1 minute, 43.031 seconds. Not over yet, folks. I'm just gonna get started out and learn the rally racing on the snow. Much like differences to be driving on the dirt, because cold temperature on the outside to be up north, and that will be a very good sledding around to do some icy drift. Just gonna slip and slide and do the figure to have your groove. Okay, that's good. Now, gonna have to brake precisely. Man, my ghost car just actually did well. Come on, just gonna have to kick that throttle in, make that torque steady and well. Ah, come on. Not by only one single amount a second. Just got hit by the barrier once, so let me just give me a moment and have this video segment to be on live streaming. Just give me a moment, folks. I'm just gonna have to boot up my smartphone to check on monitor surveillance. Alright, I'm just gonna have to get started out and learn the differences to be driving on the snow, like driving on the dirt to be on the most fine natural. Ah, darn it. Let me try this again. I just really had to get started out and learn the driving on the snow of rally racing, just like driving on the dirt. So it'll have to go hard and find a different good line. Okay, time to kick up the torque. Stay focused up ahead on the line of track. And I'll have to ace that course, and this will be job well done. Okay, doing well. Gonna have to keep pushing up ahead on the courtesy example ghost car. First sector, now heading on in the second sector. Ooh. Snow versus all-wheel driving. That could be a very tough to handle. Going short straightaway. Onwards on sector 2. Try not to tap the barrier. This could get more advanced and masterful if you're really gonna have to do it on the Master Super License. Okay, that's too wide open on the outside. That's one hairpin, and slam the brakes on the final corner in hairpin 2. Yes! Solid gold, baby, on the snow. In a minute, 41.734 seconds. I have successfully, truly dominated the long course in the Canadian track. Now that's a very good snow experience to be driving on the most finest winter-themed condition. So, this will be doing the one part of the video during the continuation on this segment. This is going to be a very more expand difficulty to have that snow course to be added to the game. So welcome to Snow Rally Racing 101 in Circuit Experience. Only on Gran Turismo 7, and that will be a good place to be here on the winter season. But I wonder if that would be much possible to have this track really turns out to become as a dirt course when spring and summer comes out. But the snow condition is mostly to be more fine, extraordinary, to be quite very good to be amazed. Oh man. Why do I ever say that? Okay, gonna have to try this again. Now that's a very good snow experience for the moment. Now onto the replay, so I'm just gonna have to be putting up with a spare amount of time. Ah, man, my brain hurts. Just give me a moment and try this again. Very good, fine snow experience. So let's have a good look on the replay on Lake Louise long course. That should be doing much fine demonstration to have a one lap attack. Is gonna have to take 3 sectors all at once all together after taking 4 sectors to be stepping up and go practice if you guys really need to do this when you're on the master license exam. Either depends to be using on the normal and master to be all together to have some different set of series of conditions like rain and snow. But Lake Louise long track is the most very difficult challenge on any road car, pickup trucks, and Group B rally cars itself. But not to mention because set to be on winter season to have that good environment, but what about in the spring and summer theme onto the same track? Could that be possible to see? Man, my line's messed up. Okay, calm down. I just got too much. Alright. So that's a good experience to be well amazed and go on over to have a replay to be yet temporarily as a substitute. This demonstration that shall explain how you can handle it to be master on the snow to go hard as a true expert. But on to turn 1, this is where you might need to take that outside corner to kick up the torque, as you may go enter to have a quick shortcut around in turn number 2. But also to have turn 3 to go for having a quick shortcut, as you may enter to have the 4th turn on the inside, like the characteristic element of Blue Moon Bay Speedway. But differences as before, but different environment location just yet to be set to be on foot. But that part of the turn by corner is very yet to be tricky to go by using the outside turn. Mostly to have the mid part onto the current sector when you're finished on number 1 and enter to be proceed on sector 2. The mid straightaway is going to have to take your next step and do prefer to be going on either in the inside or outside when using all-wheel drive on the Group B category to be based on rally cars. But talk about by the differences to be doing on the deemed condition is now being set on winter. But what about spring and summer on Lake Louise? It maybe look like it has dirt in it to be set on the gravel, but only on the winter season is now being covered in snow, and for the temperature is going to be set at least by 15 or 30 degrees Fahrenheit. But that will be doing most fine natural deemed environment condition to have every spectators to wear in jackets. So there you go. That could be going one demonstration example to have one lap attack around in the long course of Lake Louise snow track. But that should be it for now, so the replay is now currently to have the final part of the last. So that should be good for now for having another thumbnail image, and time to exit out to have 4 sectors and 1 lap attack is all done. With the additional to have some minor setback from the previous video, but don't worry, just to have a spare amount of time to be put up as a complete edition with a total amount of earnings to be at least in over currently to have some more 100,000 GT credits, but that should be good enough, and adding up to have some current balance is now staying on top of it to get back onto 10 million. So I have earned all bronze and all gold to be stated as 1.2 million. Whew. What a tough day, folks. But it's not over yet, because the next one is going to have to keep proceed forward to have the main part to go on to do some weekly challenges. But I still got 3 events to go to be highlighted to be remain unchecked. So let's have a good enter participation on race number 4 in pickup truck race. 5 laps on the tri-oval reverse direction. Choose the Toyota Tundra TRD Pro 2019 or Ford F-150 Raptor 2011. I might gonna have to go with my UDRS InsProtect livery before the thumbnail images are yet appear. So first things first, I just gonna have to purchase the snow tires before entered on the snow track. But it costs 4,500 credits is now being on the cheap price. So quick settings, and now this will be adding up to have snow tires for the current update. There you go. Capital S in white blue. Or even icy blue, that is. That could be a very good icon to take 5 laps around in the tri-oval circuit. Reverse direction, That makes the similarity to have a tri-oval to be similar to Blue Moon Bay Speedway to have 3 turns. But talk about doing some fine similarity to be doing some elevation to go on the speedway on ice. So let's have that finished condition to be ending up on 3rd place or higher. Main step of requirement, and here I come to have a very good winter season on daytime. Okay, looks like we have Lim for doing the interaction. Let's give him a hello. I'm Ethan Lim from Canada. The sight of several pickup trucks racing on a track is enough to make anyone nervous. But it's a beautiful day and the snow's looking pretty, so let's get out there already. Nice to meet you, Lim. That will be a very good day for riding on the snow. So let's get ready for a rolling start, and there's no need to have a card collection because weekly challenges is going to have to take one condition at a time. So let's lay bows on the acceleration and pedal to the metal. Woohoo! Okay. Handling traction is going to be a bit more rough on the terrain, so I have to stay all-wheel drive to keep it well balanced. So on the opposite direction in turn 1, okay, Coque Lopez, and looks like Panel is here. Okay, G Barbara and Eco Crockett is here. Just hold it steady. See how it turns out, folks? Very much more different to be as a speedway circuit for all real cars and rally cars on snow tires. So I'm gonna have to give one excellent turn on number 3. Let's go power slide on the drift. When you're on the left side of the track, just try to keep your speed under control before enter the next lap, as you may ever gonna have to stay safe on the right side of the track. So I got it in the bag and going up on 2nd place. But talk about doing the perfect time to have a heater to turn on the air conditioner. So here we have 1st place driver is M. Moisov. Gonna have to catch up to him. And very good, nice, awesome livery on the F-150 Raptor. Okay, let's giddy up, giddy up. Let's sled and power slide to the 3rd corner. Whoa, man. Gonna stay dependent. Haha, looks like that could be a one-step beginner's run experience to be on Lake Louise, tri-oval on the Elevation Speedway. But you know what else? Something else that might have some very excellent references? How about the Spencer Camp episode, Sabotage Below Zero? That will be doing a matter of downhill elevation to have some different scenic location to go downhill. But it is actually to have some climate changes is now being said for doing a different environment because of the weather machine. But only on the natural habitat to have this most beautiful environment to have a good look on the mountains. So beautiful. So beautiful to have a good sightseeing view out there when you're on exit turn 2. So halfway there is almost finished. But by the way, the pit lane is now yet to be featured, unlike all the other dirt courses like Colorado Springs, Fisherman's Ranch, and Sardinia Windmills. But very good that be having a good side of lineup is now being covered in blue. But only on the snow courses is yet to be having some open spaces. So let's keep going and have each part of the session to go on either between in the short course or the long course. It looks getting a little bit more bumpy, but don't worry, the snow tires just yet to be stay and well handled to be beating up onto the snow or ice. Okay, fourth sector is on the way. But I don't know what you guys think about it, because I just really want this event to be part as a major full walkthrough, but just yet to be served as a special guest appearance before being entered for the first time. Final lap, you guys. Record set update in a minute, 5.563 seconds. Gonna have to keep this Ford F-150 Raptor to stay well, maintain the pace. Come on, just gonna have to stay on top of it to be in a well-defended lead. Okay, final sector. Here I go, and this is it. Alright, very good. Final stretch, and we got some good spectators to be seen on the right. Dropping in, third weekly challenge complete in Winter Wonderland. That's 3 down, 2 to go, and almost there to have that reward challenge is now being complete. First place for Team UDRS in Sportec on the snow. Good race, very good race to have another part between the Ford F-150 Raptor versus Toyota Tundra TRD Pro 2019. So additionally, to have 12 drivers is now being yet to be putting up with some current liveries and even new ones as well for having a main part of the update. But talk about having a best time for go out and have a nice cup of hot cocoa after the race ends. 75,000 credits and clean race additional on 50%. Nice. Looks like just to have the third weekly challenge to have 200,000 Gran Turismo credits. Almost there, but not yet over to have some one other thing to have some participation to go by priority. So gonna do a capture thumbnail image, 1 quick second, exit, and save a replay. Okay, so minor setback because of the fourth event on Pickup Truck Challenge on America before entered to be having one brand new in Canada. So even perhaps event directory is now being included as well. So my progress is at 42%. Let's have a good look and see what else is new. There are all kinds of different events like different edition on Sunny Cup along with some drivetrains and manufacturer brands along with some different series plus the World Touring Car Series. So I just already done and finished by 100% on the WTC 600. Now all I have to do is gonna go proceed to have some 8 races on the World Touring Car 700 and then 15 race events on the World Touring Car 800. But not to mention because new events on the GT Cup Group 3 edition is now being available by no limitations. So that's how these 4 new events on the GT Cup Group 3 edition is now being set on Red Bull Ring in Austria, Daytona International Speedway on the Tri-Oval, De Forest Raceway in Switzerland, and 10 laps in Mount Panorama Motor Racing Circuit. Just like Daytona Road Course to have the maximum reward on 200,000 GT credits, but unlike the differences is now yet to be well seen by the difference. but different earnings, and comes in by maximum award when it comes to have clean races to be on 100%. But by the original, it was used to be as a 730 performance point by the main requirement until Spec 2 is now becoming as no limitation is now being set being set as well. Very surprising, very interesting, and I kind of like it to look forward to it. But by the way, Clubman Cup Plus Edition is now adding up to have 4 brand new events. So there's Fuji International Speedway in Japan, Watkins Glen Long Course in America, Autodromo National Monza in Italy, 1 lap and Special Stage Route X. 720 performance points will be required to enter it, but it has 35,000 GT credits on the maximum reward. That's how one event is now being listed as brand new as part of the American Clubman Cup 700 for the current car collection quest. But there's no need to have circuit experience because the quick race bonus is now being maximized to be at 200%. Talk about doing the same element from Gran Turismo Sport to do 1 lap, either depends to go on road car versus any race car like Group 3, Group 2, or maybe Group 1 category, when it's using to be set on an engine swap. But let's just going to get down and continue on to do 2 more challenges. So let's go and race again on the Ferrari Circuit Challenge to have 700 or less amount of performance points. But before that, I'm about to have 1 select vehicles to be using on the Ferrari FA Tributo 2019 with the reboot of Total Drama Island, Giulia. So I'm about to pick her ride, go on settings to be well prepared to have the minimum requirement. Purchase soft racing tires on the sports category. But one other thing. Just to be purchased to have 3 racing compound tires in case of further regulation on the main requirement. Alright, so Sports Up compound tires it is, and let's get ready on to have the 4 weekly challenges in Ferrari Circuit Challenge on Seaside at Dragon Trail. Only 5 laps, and let's give the progress to see how it turns out. Okay, just gonna have to take a quick sip of water, and let's do this. This will be the most fun, clean race challenge of all. Using a brand new Total Drama livery on the FA Tributo, facing up with some other Ferrari vehicles is set and go on a different matchup challenge. So giving up an additional hashtag, the real Giulia, during this part of the video segment to be taking on with some separate opponents by using different Ferrari vehicles like Simon Bishop and H. Hunter. But even new ones is now coming in to have a joining session on the grid to be served as artificial intelligent opponents. So I have to keep my eyes peeled and keep a good maintain on the pace. Okay, gonna have to keep a good mint condition onto the FA Tributo that Giulia wanted. He'll have to go out and do some more progress to represent her. Okay, keep that grip steady and recover. Oh boy, looks like one Ferrari 308 GTB is in the way. Okay, sector 2 clear. Now, dead chicane coming in. First step in, and slow down patiently. Alright. Good to roll, and moving up forward on 10th place. So you guys really want to try out all of my Total Drama liveries, including the reboot characters to Total Drama Island 2023. But even perhaps last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago, since the reboot just came out, arrived in late October. But man, I just really miss cable TV because streaming services still exist to be around for the 21st century. Alright, let's go lap number 2. Fastest record on the set in a minute, 58.671 seconds. So let's roll it out and have 6 cars remaining. I just really gonna have to switch over onto the interior view because classic Ferrari cars are in the way. Switch up onto the maintain. Okay, stay on track a bit. Going faster, overtake. Okay, on second place, Yu Satana is currently on the silver spot along with a Valentine in third place. But looks like H. Hunter is now being dropped down onto fourth. Gonna have to step it up and go for 19 seconds remaining to kick it up into the high gear. By this look at the stylish modern interior view when driving in the F8 Tributo 2019. Unlike any other Ferrari track-only cars and real cars alike, especially for the FXXK is being classed as a racing car category to be built on the track. But only mostly fine, high, expensive supercars is now being well used to be capable to be using on the open road. But very luxurious and built for speed to be going super fast as a hypercar. Very good to be built and developed for speed. So coming up in about 11 seconds, there's H. Hunter on the 512 BB. There we go. Time to get closer and overtake. Hold it in and watch myself. Okay, that's very good. I'm on the fourth, just 3 more to go. Okay, halfway there on the third lap. Now the Ferrari 458 Italia is on third. Good run and catching up on to a Valentine in second place. There's the F12 Berlinetta. Gonna have to go kick it up and go faster speed. Two more laps to go. The F12's in the lead. Simon Bishop is on second. Let's give the Giulia livery F8 Tributo to give a good spotlight of the show. Heads up, Simon Bishop. Hashtag Giulia's livery on the F8 Tributo is on the way. Am I gonna have to get closer to him? And there it goes. Quick scene and spotted with a hashtag. That's what I'm talking about. Faster and underestimate to have the hypercar on every Ferrari brand. But you know what else that might be doing well better to have a different Ferrari? The 812 Superfast or even the Enzo Ferrari that might need to have a different change of performance. Okay, going back on the dead chicane in Sector 3. We're almost there, viewers. Just one more race as an encore to go proceed into the final lap. But not yet far. Still getting closer towards the end of the fourth. Keep up the patience and stay on the inside apex. Okay, that's a good go. Final lap. Just slide it onto the right and pull the brake upon the left. Very good, well experienced to have this most finest hypercar to be driving on the track, and especially for the WTC 600 on Tokyo Expressway. Well, memo to Julia. I know I'm just using her car because she just really need to have some followers to admire her. But she is a social media influencer after all. Okay, going down onto the band S. Blues out. Last place remaining cars will have to take the next lap to go forward. Okay, almost there. Stay up ahead. Last sector, coming back towards the dead chicane again. Okay, very good solidifying clean work. Okay, fastest record achieved by 1 minute and 48.855 seconds. Just only 6 more to go. Excellent. Fourth weekly challenge complete. Only 1 more to go, and no need to have a replay for a moment, folks. Julia's Ferrari F8 Tributo takes the win in the podium. Huh. What can I say, folks? One Total Drama livery takes the spotlight and go by a debut for having a challenge. So let's confirm and proceed to have some extra earnings by 135,000 credits. Back on to 10 million. Only 1 more to go remaining to have a reminder to have a one-make race by using the 2022 Porsche 911 GT3 RS Type 992. It's about to get closer, viewers. I can smell it and see how the first week is going to be set currently and onwards, just like participate on the live summit event from the Crew 2. But speaking of which, I almost forgot to do the next part to be in Best of Flashback. I'll have to be it on tomorrow or Saturday because November 2nd is on Thursday. Now, this may be having a special event in WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca for the Type 992 Porsche 911 GT3 RS. A one-make category is now being served as a limited time online event. But I don't know what it's going to be look like, so I'll have to give it a go and find out what it looks like. But this is going to be served to be as a special event. Let's have a good check and have some details on description. A one-make race featuring the Type 992, a high-performance Porsche with racing pedigree. Make use of your DRS and aim for a top spot. Sign me up, alright? It takes a minimum requirement to be at least on 700 performance point or less. I'll have to be preferred to be using on either on the sports or racing category to be on the hard compound. So change up ideas and let's see how it works to be effective. Alright, so that should be doing well as possible. So I'll have to keep that in mind for having a special event to be highlighted to have a star icon with the title itself. So there might be some hints to be recommended. Using one Porsche 911 GT3 RS Type 992. Okay, so let's give it a shot and enter to have the very first special event as a weekly challenge. But it takes to last 5 laps around in Laguna Seca. I'm sure a bit that we'll be doing a different part as a one-make race category to go racing into action to have this most special event of all time. Okay, so this will be doing a natural starting grid to have the same cars and some very good Gran Turismo opponents is about to be ready up and good to go. So as of today's weather forecast, it is going to be a bright and sunny day to be located in Monterey, California. Let's do this, folks. This will be having a most important special event to have this replay to be set and go faster with using the DRS. Watch yourself, master the corners, and the track itself is putting up all your test skills. Will put it to the limit. Good to be back driving on the Type 992. Starting out on 12. Gonna have to keep it up and stay well clean. And there's Angel Inostroza in the first position on the lead. I have to catch up to him and make good use on the DRS. Okay, stay on track. I hope the quality is set to be on standard definition rather than on the high definition. Oh crud. Okay, there goes one speed bump apex. Gonna have to stay on track a bit and go overtake one at a time. Okay, down the hill I go. Ah, come on. The handling is very good, so I have to keep a good extra reminder. Okay, last corner on turn 11. Straight away I go and drop the hammer. First lap down, moving on lap number 2. Okay, our Heinrich, and there goes the contact. Gonna have to check some dent or spots. There's one over there on the right rear. Okay, that's good run, and there's Okudo, followed by Eb Mahler. I just really need to get some extra space, so I have to proceed. Okay, go for the DRS. Okay, take the Rual straight. Fastest record I took in a minute, 37.390 seconds. Okay, down to the corkscrew on point A and B. Okay, that's a good clean turn. One piece it is. Switching up, going straight. 3 more cars to go on the same 911. With the use of the DRS on the Type 992 2022 model, very good to be capable to be driving on either depends on the sports sub or racing compound that either is to be on a hard, medium or soft compound tires on the racing category. built to become as the most advanced sports car version to become as a race car model. But additionally, to have the DRS, it can go faster and be adjusted to go extra on the boost. So third lap on the halfway mark. Gonna have to hurry up and keep the DRS when you're on the straightaway. 1.5 seconds to take the next turn on number 6, followed by on turn 7 to be at the corkscrew to be resumed. Okay, Eb Austerlitz coming down, and he is going in. Okay. Time to go switching up defense and offense to go around. Hold it steady. Make good use on turn 11 at the final turn. Okay, fourth lap. 2 more to go. Almost there to catch up to Innerstroza in the lead. Now next up is M. Beegger. Okay, active on the go. Okay, that's a good speed. Stay on track a bit. This time, it's gonna have to go patient towards the overtake. Okay, I'm on second. Now, this will be the time to catch up to Angel Innerstroza in the lead. There he is right now, driving in the same Porsche in the red color. I'm gonna have to catch up to him, and that will have to take 1 DRS on the main speed of style and agility. As Porsche fans who have ever entered to be on a special event to be served as a one-man category to have the Type 992, this is where you can enter to have a limited time event just for temporarily when you're on the world circuits. So almost there to be on the final lap. So keep up the good work, and almost there to catch up to Innerstroza. Okay, coming up on turn 4. I'm nearly there towards him. Whew. Quick sight of defense, but my offense will have to be patiently to be ready and used once if I have to go on the straightaway. Come on, he'll have to take better than that. Looks like he's waiting for me, folks. And here comes the corkscrew. Okay, gonna have to watch my 6. Looks like he just blocked my opening. Gonna have to take one shot at this. Last turn on number 11. Gosh, so very close. He just actually took the win. Good run, Angel Innerstroza. But I'll have to take one practice part of the session as I really need to have that replay. So that's 5 green check marks, and weekly challenges is complete. Boy, that was so very close. I almost had that chance to catch up to him, folks. Angel Innerstroza is the most proud expert of driving in the Porsche. clearly, I just ended up in second place. So I'll have to give it a one tub rematch to go again. So 72,900 credits on the prize money. Not bad. Not bad after all. But 5-star roulette ticket is now being received by completing in a weekly challenge. But still yet to come because I just really might need to have that thumbnail image to the replay to have this image on the first attempt. The event to be set as limited time. But I'll have to come back and I have to remind myself because every week is going to have to take some different set of challenges on either events. But hopefully, this will have to take a time and go for having one experimental attempt for having one limited time event to go in the 1-make category. But past result is now being placed on second. Completion condition is now being on the third. So let's exit out and just gonna have to take one last reminder to be going back on the escapes. I almost forgot one other thing to have a brand new selection theme to be take place on Tokyo. So onto the spots and let's have Japan. Going on State Perpetuator, going on Tokyo. Okay, let's scroll down and find a Liberty Digital Studio on the inside. Ah, there's one I'm talking about that I just saw pass by earlier. 3 image sections on Liberty Digital Tokyo office. On the description, this hall located at Liberty Digital's offices in Tokyo's Kotowar normally functions as a communications area, but it occasionally becomes a venue with multiple driving rigs set up for race events. It also commemorates more than 3,000 escapes landmark. More than 3,000 escapes to have some scene of iconic location. Very awesome and very excellent to have this part of the escape background. Special thank you to Liberty Digital and Kazunori Yamaguchi. You give us Gran Turismo 7 to have a big, most excited thrill of the update of all time as part of the Spec 2. So let's have a good choice by a vehicle pick. Gonna have to start out to have my UDRS Insportec livery on the Corvette. Go by last used. Okay, there we go. Just have this placement on the wheel in position and 20 degrees. Blurry and go realistic clear. Almost forgot one other thing to have myself character in it. Add a driver and wait for it to have a pose. Okay, any selection of pose I'm about to go with. Okay, close visor, and there you go. Wait for the rendering, and voila! Picture perfect complete. Very good brand new 3 different feature selection is now perfectly to be part of the update. So very enjoyable, you guys. So very good, and this one is gonna have to take 3,001 total spots on scapes. But it is gonna be so very amazing to have some different iconic location and landmarks all over the world. So let's go back to the GT Garage, and this is going to be the final outcome to have the Spec 2 update is going to have to bring out some more massive additional features. So I'll have to take a stop by in Car Collection, search on any vehicles to be listed as brand new. Number of collected cars to be at 423. So let's start out and have the Mercedes-Benz 190E 2.5-16 Evolution 291. Born from touring racing, the ultimate evolution of the 190E. Perfection, real car category to become as a road-going touring car version. Because this one that has a 16-valve Doha head was added to have this different performance on the engine. But better yet, this road-going version on the 190E is actually to become as a DTM race car icon from the 90s. Next up, they have the 911 GT3 RS Type 992 2022. A hyper-performance road car packed with race car features. Released in the summer of 2022. This most advanced hyper-performance 911 GT3 RS of all time has now been set onto the Type 992 with a drag reduction system, unlike the Black Series on the Mercedes-AMG GTR. But not to mention because very more improved by performance to have the descriptions with the additional improvements to aerodynamic devices such as the front aero bars and air outlets at the front and rear fenders. All result in a car that generated more than twice the downforce of the 991.2 GT3 RS. But very good to have that most movie car icon is now being added to the game. The third one, Nismo 400R 1995. Boasting 394.5 horsepower and an extremely limited production run, this is the ultimate R33 GTR from Nismo. Coming back from every Gran Turismo series from GT1 and stop at GT6 until being treated to have a fully premium detailed view on Gran Turismo 7. But there's going to be having some more usual color selection to have this R33 Skyline as the 400R made by Nismo. As the accumulation of Nismo's technological expertise and know-how, the 400R just may be the ultimate Skyline GTR. But still yet to become very ultimate and remains original along with the R34 and R35 GTR. And for the Lexus LFA 2010, this ultra high-tech sports car achieved ultimate performance with mass production quality. It takes 20 years before Japan's automotive industry was truly recognized by the world. Perhaps the chassis is actually to have the original kind from the Toyota vehicle on the 2000 GT, because in the 21st century, another cutting-edge sports car that would continue that legacy on the LFA. On the description to be scrolled down when you might need to have some sentence and details about the Lexus LFA, because the B10 engine sound is very much more sound differently, but everybody think that the LFA maybe seemed to be the worst car. But I cannot have that insult to the LFA because this one is built to be driving and beautiful to have that most Japanese mass supercar to have this most achieved performance. From 0 to 62.1 miles in just 3.7 seconds and reach a top speed of 201.9 miles. Sweetened the car's collectivity factor was that it was produced in a limited run by only 500 cars worldwide. Very truthful as a final model to the LFA ever since as a concept car from 2007. But very good to see the LFA is now coming back and rearing up on the road to be on GT7. So next up, the Charger RT 426 Hemi 1968. This true 1960s muscle car is the envy of collectors everywhere. Introduced by Chrysler in 1966, the Dodge Charger is among the standard barriers of the muscle car era that dominate the American car scene in the 1960s. Much like other differences like the Challenger and Super B, it should have no surprise that the car has since become a collector's item. but apparently they have some differences as a demolition derby vehicle and a Dodge NASCAR race engine is now being seen on the description. The RT, which stands for Road Track. Very much more fine title to have a main brand, because the chassis is actually to be a bit more mid-sized differences like the Dodge Coronet. But it's still got some classic muscle car beauty and pack up with some good 4-speed transmission to be carried out by over 400 horsepower. And of course, the Dodge Challenger SRT Demon 2018. A Demon born simply to run the quarter mile as fast as possible. But true correction, as a third generation Dodge Challenger was introduced in 2008. Successor to have some various high performance variants to be part as a SRT brand. Because built on high octane fuel, because it can actually to be boosted up from 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 2.3 seconds to have a quarter mile in just 9.65 seconds to be having a good excellent top speed to have this Demon Crate parts to be designed by the sports racing technology. But otherwise, because the Demon just took part to be on the National Hot Rod Association until it's being banned in its stock form of standard road car version. Because the Demon is certain to go down in Dodge history as one of the greatest monsters the company has ever produced. Because $6,000 US is being more than to have a high expensive because of the high octane tune ECU for drag racing, air filters, and a race spec instrument panel. Unlike the original and the SRT version as a 2012 model, along with the Hellcat as a 2017. As of 2018, the Challenger SRT Demon is the true modern muscle car that built to be carried out by over 800 horsepower. Successful and born like a true beast from the classic and entered to the 21st century of the modern age. And for the seventh car to be highlighted on the red dot, Tesla Model 3 Performance. A bestseller from the company that changed the EV market forever. Introduced to be as an EV sedan for the Model 3 in 2016, was one of Tesla's smaller models measuring 184.8 inches long, 72.8 inches wide, and 56.9 inches tall. Rumor has it, it was designed by consideration for Japanese mechanical parking garages. But that one is actually to have a sporty 5-door hatchback like the Honda Civic, because other kinds of features when being stated as an all-wheel drive. But in September 2023, the Model 3 received its first major change since its debut. The car grew slightly to 185.8 inches in overall length and wore a sharper looking front Fiasca. Inside, the dashboard and controls look more similar to other Tesla models like the Model S, Y, and X. But another find successful for having one Model 3 Performance designed by Elon Musk and his group of engineers who designed this car is now being added to the GT7 game. So let's have a good check on the gifts, and well, looks like I have tons of roulette tickets to be received by every day. But I'll have to get down to do some credit tickets and some 5-star roulette ticket to be received as a prize reward to be participate in weekly challenge. Time to add this up and go combine in total of 300,000. But this time I'll have to go with 4 3-star roulette tickets to be ready to go. Just give me something. Okay, so close. Just the same old usual on the low earning. Give 5,000 credits and I'll take it. Now on to second 3-star 2. Okay, well, 10,000 GT credits. Doesn't bother. Third 3-star coming up. Alright, let's see. Give me something. One part, well, racing titanium exhaust, compatible on the 2010 McLaren MP412C. Last 3-star roulette ticket for the day, and I'll have to keep racing more before tomorrow. Just give me something. Not the Genesis G70, but a suspension on height adjustable sports is now on the Toyota GR86 RC 2021. Alright, so looks like that could be it for now. Yeah, pardon me folks, I just had some dinner for tonight. Just having some pizza with some mozzarella and spinach. So what do you guys think about all kinds of brand new massive update on Gran Turismo 7? So give your thoughts, questions about the 7 cars and a new track, plus to have some more additional features like master license, and even of course to have some new features on camera mode. For me, the Lexus Elevate 2010 was a very good true of the supercar icon for Lexus, along with the Porsche 911 GT3 RS Type 992 2022. It was a very good to have a most track-only supercar is now being built to be served as a race car class. But the differences and the chassis maybe look alike, similar to the Type 991 as a 2016 model. But looks so beautiful, built on the track, and very capable, as I'm about to go again to be racing for having a special event on Laguna Seca to have a rematch. For the third one, because I just actually think about the Nismo 400R. All that thrill of excited to see this most flying professional JDM car is coming back and become as a fully premium detailed view, just like the Mercedes-Benz 190e 2.5-16 Evolution 2 91. And for the last one to have some 3 American vehicles, the Tesla Model 3 Performance was actually to be very good to be capable to be driving as an electric vehicle to be served on one McRace category. For only last 2 of the muscle cars on Dodge, the Charger RT 426 Hemi is a very good classic muscle car that dominates to have 425 horsepower will be driving on the track to be used on the 1960s. But very good to have a nice fully premium detailed view treatment unlike the 1970 counterparts. And for the last, the Dodge Challenger SRT Demon. Good thing this most fine street race disciplined vehicle from the Crew 2 and heading over to be on Gran Turismo 7 to have a good Demon brand variation to be part as an SRT brand. But all I can say is because 7 cars is just to be perfect to have this most massive update in Spec 2 on November 2023 update. Well, what a day you guys. The big day on November 2nd was very amazing, so I'll have to wrap this up before at the end of the video until I'll have to take a good look on engine swap to have some very good best selection vehicle to be compatible. But before that, am I gonna have to go and grab my Corvette CR1 6th generation 2009, depends on either on different version. So hang on one moment, gonna have to go on date acquire, scroll down and see which vehicle might need to be used. Okay, looks like that could be doing white car to be well used to have this one. But don't worry folks, I'll have to see it to myself, and this is going to be quite putting up with some more engine swap to be used on any vehicles to be compatible. So, thank you for enjoying watching the video on Gran Turismo 7. Glad that you really enjoyed, and what a long ride. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, then click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. don't forget to check it out on any social media platforms like DeepNet Arts, Instagram, Twitter, GT Planet, Patreon, and Discord to see for my image artwork like UDRS liveries, Vision Total Drama fan art, Ricard liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be seeing you guys next time on Gran Turismo 7, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean, and have a good day, you guys.